in the jet stream, same one that provided all that moisture to the northwest, that atmospheric river event, that whole feature slides farther off to the east. You get this area of low pressure that develops in the lee side of the Rockies, really starts to crank up through the early portion of the weekend. Look at this contrast in temperatures that this storm system has to fuel off of. You have way above average warmth across a good portion of the nation's midsection. We're seeing that right now. And then some cold air on the north side of the system crashing in from Canada. So by Saturday, you get this band, a fairly narrow corridor of heavy snow that sets up. But on the strong side, the warm side of the system, that's where we'll see the possibility of some severe weather. And the Storm Prediction Center has actually bumped up that threat a little bit today, up to likely. Good portion of central and eastern Iowa, Ames, Des Moines, over to Davenport, down into portions of Missouri, and then far western portions of Illinois and southwestern portions of Wisconsin. These are the areas that we'll be watching for the possibility of severe weather through the latter portion of the day on Saturday. Main threats with these: the possibility of damaging wind gusts, but still the possibility of a few spin-up tornadoes with this storm. And we'll show you the timing of this with Future Track. That's Saturday, 5 o'clock. You do see right along the front some stronger storms developing, some of those bowing segments indicating the possibility of some of those damaging wind gusts. Then that whole line pushes farther off to the south and east. Greater coverage of the rain and perhaps some lingering storms, although they should start to lose their intensity through the latter portion of the evening hours on Saturday, thankfully, across those areas. Snow, that's also a big component of the cold side of the storm. Look at this little strip here through portions of Minnesota, north of Minneapolis, it's looking like right now, eastern parts of the Dakotas, all the way back down into Colorado. Some areas there see the possibility of about half a foot up to a foot of snow within that corridor that I was just highlighting for you. Then also through portions of the UP, northern parts of Wisconsin, right along the clash of the cold air, the warm air. We'll see the possibility of some icing. That could be a little bit disruptive as well moving into the weekend. And Kendall, as we were talking about, that's just the first of a couple weekend storms.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's just a 1-2 punch situation like we had last week. Heading into this weekend, we're dealing with this first round of all modes of weather. We have the rain and storms and also the ice and snow, and then we're going to get it 2 times. So we're watching this second storm system because this second storm system, it's going to have a little bit of a different impact. Essentially, what is taking place, like Ian just outlined, is that we are still having above average temperatures in place for much of the region, but we are going to have an area of low pressure that is going to form right along that cold front. So this is that first storm. You can see the Gulf moisture surges into the north, and what will happen as that new area low develops, we are going to see even more widespread impacts. So in that warm sector of things, we could see flash flooding very possible for much of the mid-south all the way down into the southeast, central and southern plains as well. But then on that backside, look what happens. We are going to have a little bit of icing concern, not as much though with the second storm system as the first. However, we are going to see some snow, some moderate to heavy snow at times as well on that backside. And much like the first storm system, we are also at a risk for some strong to severe storms, although this is going to stretch down to the south. So much of southern Missouri stretching into Arkansas and into southeast Oklahoma and stretching into portions of northeastern Texas, right along the Red River into Texarkana and Sulphur Springs. That's where we're really watching to see the risk for damaging winds, some hail, and yes, an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. So at Future Track, I really want to point this out because this is going to be more of an overnight event. So nocturnal event taking place. You can see the heavy rain rolling through portions of Little Rock, Jonesboro, Arkansas, early on Monday into Tuesday morning. So still dealing with this storm system as it continues to push off to the east, and then it will diminish, so that severe threat will go down. That is the good news, but we are still socked in with a lot of moisture as we head into Tuesday for folks that live a little closer to the eastern seaboard. Now, river flooding, this is fascinating because I just want to point out, look at all of these area rivers that are in minor to moderate flood stage right now. Okay, and then we're going to add on top of that the anticipated rainfall that we are going to be seeing through this weekend. You see where we're going with this? Yeah, this is a dangerous situation because some of those areas that are already in moderate flood stage, yeah, we could potentially add on an additional 3 to 5 more inches of rain through Tuesday morning with this next storm system. So dangerous situation. Want to make sure folks are aware of it heading into the next couple of days. And this storm system is going to push to the east. So folks in the northeast going to see some impacts, rain, ice, and snow on that backside. So much of northern New England going to see some pretty decent snowfall in the days ahead.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.